having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Helena Jacobsen, Matthew Mendoza, Cyndi, Daniel Moore, and Patrick Wallbankk. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome a new executive producer level patron. We have Sims, who increased their pledge at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast to become our newest executive producer. We're so excited to have you join our team, so thank you so much for your generosity and your support. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 54 and 55 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, chapter 54 is The Light of the World, and chapter 55 is The One Left Behind. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
600-pound elephant in the room. Tyler, you've almost got yourself kicked out of this house like 8 times already.
600 pounds. I would say less than that, actually.
Yeah, and like the one left behind joke was right there.
Yeah.
You went right for the weight.
You almost got left behind so many times. We've been here for so long and we haven't started recording yet, really.
Such is tradition, though.
It
would be weird if we did start on time.
That's true, but at least it's a Friday, so that's exciting for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I know you're going to derail this episode completely, and there's so much to talk about, so I'm going to try to keep us on track.
Derail on track? Got it.
Why am I getting roasted? I barely said anything.
I mean, hey, wait.
Are you kidding
Welcome,
me?
Tyler.
Yeah, so happy to have you.
Feels like.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh,
That's
it's
nice.
great having you as a guest here in person.
Yeah. Maybe we can run it back. Just do the welcome Tyler thing.
Just try
get
one
rid of
more
all
time.
the other stuff. Yeah.
Listen.
It's no time.
Ain't nobody got time for editing over
for
here.
This 1,000-pound elephant, apparently.
No, it's just 600.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be happy to know I requested that you be here today.
Why?
Because I said we need to get Tyler back.
Right.
Aww.
Yeah, you did say that.
And I was really hoping it would be about Matt.
Yeah.
And I want you to be here when we're going to talk about Matt. It's going to be so fun for me.
So here's the thing about today's episode. I have, because we're gonna kick this off here because we need to do the fun fact and then we need to get into the things. But I have 2 fun facts today, and I'm gonna let you guys choose which one to do first.
Wait. This
you're
is
gonna do both of them.
One this chapter, one next chapter.
Oh.
One of them is interesting and relevant, and I think a lot of people will be interested in the information, just like as a general.
And what's the other one?
Yeah.
It is exciting.
That one.
Surprising. A little bit sad, probably.
Oh, sad.
But also involves a surprise/gift.
I noticed the word fun.
Now, here's the
anywhere.
thing. I know you don't know about this. I know you don't because I didn't tell you. I'm putting it Tyler. I didn't tell you about it, and you don't live here, so you wouldn't know it. But you were snooping around the garage today.
Oh, is that why you're so weird?
And I came out, and I was like, what are you doing out here? And you're like, nothing.
I was looking at the
know? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Did you get an ice cream cake?
I'm not telling you what I got.
Because I definitely did not see anything.
Okay.
First of all.
Sure.
I do live here. You know that. Don't lie to the listeners.
That's why we're putting a bedroom in the basement, specifically.
2 bedrooms. Gotta
Okay.
have room for the in-laws.
Well, here's the thing. What fun fact would you prefer to do first?
Exciting and gift.
Okay. Well,
Because later we're going to be too impatient.
Sure.
Because it's going to go too long.
We're gonna be too impatient.
okay. I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna go get the surprise.
Okay.
I'm back and it's got the lovely Walmart bag gift wrapping on it. So I think you're gonna have to put your drink down, Dani, because I'm gonna hand it over to you, and then you can open it up and reveal the surprise gift.
It is ice cream cake. I was right.
Yeah, that's how I know she's a liar. 'Cause
No,
she
I actually
for
didn't.
sure
Well,
saw.
I just thought right now, what would be in the garage that you didn't want me to see? And it's ice cream cake. But
It's
I
an ice
actually
cream
didn't.
cake.
But I actually promised I didn't see it.
Okay.
Okay, so it says 3 years, 9 months, and 11 days. Was that how long ago I said that Noel is Jane Farstrider?
No.
Oh, because is that the last time Tyler was on the podcast? The first time Tyler was on the podcast?
It's not been 3 years since he's. Okay, so let's just rewind a little bit here.
No, I want to keep guessing.
There's one major event that takes place this chapter. One
is it Morraine?
huge thing that
Is it
happens.
Morraine's back?
Morraine is
alive.
back.
Morraine's alive.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that too.
Good guesses.
I thought that was like, too obvious.
Okay.
It's fair.
Yeah. So today's fun fact.
I mean, allegedly,
brought to you
she
by-
might not be alive. We don't know
did
yet.
the person at Dairy Queen was like, that's a weird anniversary.
Nope.
3 years,
You
9
know,
months,
because
11
people
days.
at Dairy Queen, they don't ask a lot of questions about what
don't
you're
ask,
asking.
don't
They
tell
don't.
policy at Dairy Queen.
They specifically,
Give a fuck.
I signed the non-disclosure that said we will not ask about the ice cream cakes that you give us.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for giving this to us. Can you go put it back in the freezer now?
But I'm gonna do my
Okay.
fun facts. You're gonna hold that ice cream cake. You're gonna enjoy it.
Actually, go put it in the kitchen, just on the counter, because then we can eat it later,
Okay.
and it'll like unthaw a little.
Perfect.
Oh, I smacked the microphone.
Tyler, you're gonna have to do
I'm
this.
just like holding
That's
a.
a huge cake.
It was like
Give it
holding a
Give it
cake.
to him. Yeah. Be less enthusiastic or more
It's a
enthusiastic.
40-pound cake.
It's an 8-pound cake.
I'm so excited. Thanks for this.
Is this the last time Tyler was here? No. 3
No,
years
no,
ago?
no, no. I meant
No,
like,
it wasn't.
is this Tyler's anniversary of like his first guest appearance
Give a
or something
fuck
like
about
that?
Tyler's first
Well, I
guest
don't know.
appearance.
I guess on book one.
I don't even
It's
know.
like 6 years
I
ago,
was
man.
just guessing obscure things.
You're just like looking at the room. Like, is it where we got that lamp?
Have we
Is
been tie it all together? Okay.
Okay, no, Morraine, because I thought Morraine was like way longer ago.
How long we
Actually,
been married? No. Okay.
so that's the last time we read Morraine being alive.
Okay. Instead of you guessing
Okay,
now,
no, you're
I'm just
gonna go ahead and
I'm
do
gonna
it.
give you the
I'm
information
very
for
excited.
the fun fact.
I'm just
okay.
you said promised excitement, and now I'm just too excited.
Right. Okay. So it has been 1,380 days from the start to now, the start of the whole Morraine's gone thing until
Yeah.
now. So that is 3 years, 9 months, 11 days. That's why I put that on the cake.
Got it. I love it.
Right. Alternatively, you can look at it in a couple different time frames here. 119,232,000 seconds without Morraine.
Wow, you
crazy.
sure did some good calculator math, babe.
It's actually, there's a website, and I just plugged it in there.
Oh,
and it told
that's
me.
even better.
Yeah, I looked at the published date of when we released the episode of Morraine being gone.
And we're gonna have the fact checkers look into this, right?
Yeah, well, it's September 10th, 2021. That was Fires of Heaven, Chapter 52, Choices, when Morraine goes through the doorway. And today is June 20th, 2025. So, interestingly, how many chapters between her leaving and her coming back?
69.
348 chapters.
Oh, I thought I was going to guess. I wanted more guessing.
Okay, 348 chapters.
348.
How many episodes did we do without her?
What do you mean?
342.
348 chapters.
Yeah.
How many episodes of the podcast was that?
Oh.
How many podcast episodes have we recorded? Just like the normal stuff, not like all the extra stuff. But
290. I'm gonna guess 290.
290? Okay. 348 chapters?
307.
You're both too high.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we have to guess again?
Nope.
247.
There you go. 241.
Oh.
241
There
episodes.
you go.
That was
there
pretty,
you go. You
that
got
was
it
within
wrong
6.
again.
That was pretty good.
And Tyler, you can't guess again.
I said 247.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's within 6.
Because 47 is a funny number.
Sure.
Oh, I thought you said 46. Sorry, I'm going to start listening starting now.
Okay.
You don't have to. He can't
All right.
make you.
This is pure chaos.
We haven't even
The Lord
started
of Chaos
chapter.
is
We
definitely
haven't even started.
hanging out tonight.
Okay. We have ice cream cake. We've gone
Tyler's the Lord of Chaos.
almost 4 years without Morraine.
That's insane.
I just want you to think about that for a second.
I'm so mad. Like,
Isn't
I
that crazy?
almost couldn't even enjoy it.
It's pretty crazy.
Like, I don't even...
And the amount of times I've asked you, when is she coming back?
Yeah, at the end of every book
At
I've
the end
ever
of
read.
every book. And that was 4 years ago.
I think the first time I actually said it was going to be book 9.
Right.
So I'm only 4 books late.
Way off, yeah.
And a new author.
Yeah, but I have to assume that she was always going to come back.
Yeah.
Like, that has to be a Robert Jordan decision.
Well, that's the fun fact number 2, so why don't you just, like...
I think I had an ice cream cake bet on the last battle happening in this series at some point, too.
You know what? If we have you back for the last battle, there might be an ice cream cake.
You know, I thought that maybe it was a Jane Farstrider thing because I remember we did another bet.
Sure.
But I couldn't remember what we bet on because we never talk about it. But I actually think it's the Demandred Borderlanders thing.
Right. I think that's what it was, too.
And not Noel as Jane Farstrider.
Right.
Which I'm right about also.
Yeah.
This is actually why I wanted Tyler here, because I love being right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while since I've gotten
right.
legitimate predictions so correct.
And I don't really give a lot of validation.
None, actually.
So
None. I need someone else, actually.
Okay.
Great job.
Thanks so much.
There we go.
Thank you.
Can we start this chapter? Can we get into things?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want ice cream cake. Okay, we'll do the chapter and then I'll eat ice cream cake.
Okay.
This is your fault.
Yeah, I know. This is why.
You should never have given me the choice.
I was also thinking, like, while you were reading all the numbers off, I was like, this is the worst Bare Naked Lady song I can imagine.
Good joke.
Thanks. I saved it for now.
Okay, chapter 54, The Light of the World, but we should really call it Half the Light of the World.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That'd be too obvious. So our chapter symbol is the snakes and foxes. And the opposite of that. The first time we saw Matt go through a doorway for the first time ever
Right.
was in chapter 15 of The Shadow Rising.
Okay.
And that chapter title was aptly named Into the Doorway.
Right.
And how many minutes ago was that?
So many.
More than
Now I
the
wanna
minutes
know.
that I had said.
Right.
Now that I know that's on the table as a thing, we can know.
Okay, so I'm super pumped that we're continuing picking up in Matt's perspective from where we left off from last chapter, because that was a mean cliffhanger.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was mean of you.
Yeah, when he left our good boy Perrin.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, we did have parent perspective last
We
episode.
had like a parent perspective where
Yeah.
parents said some good things.
Yeah.
Did you hear that I gave parents some praise?
I don't think I did.
What?
Yeah, I think.
Did
Oh
you
yeah,
not
he
listen?
doesn't listen to us.
Did you not listen
No.
to the
I think
episode?
as soon as I hear you praising someone, I just assume you're not talking about Perrin.
Oh. I bet you just didn't even listen to it. That's what I bet.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Who can know?
Yeah.
Who's to say?
It's fine. Whatever. We don't even need your download. It's fine.
I download them all.
Okay, you know what? That's actually fine. As I don't even actually need you to listen to them as long
Yeah,
as
it's just get those download
we
numbers.
just need the
We
numbers.
gotta juice those numbers.
Okay, apart from all of the weird chaos that's happening in this room right now, there's so much chaos happening inside the Tower of Genji. How about that for
Good segue.
I'm a
Okay.
professional.
Yeah.
So we're picking up where we left off with Matt, Tom, and Noel in the room with the weird yellow striped columns.
Yeah. And Matt's been
after
here
their
before.
labyrinth maze thing.
Yeah.
Now, Matt remembers this room from before.
Yeah, because this is where he came through the gateway, like the doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the eelfin.
Yeah.
The
now,
foxes.
yes.
Which is Ruidian.
Right now, we are in the eelfin, which are the foxes, which is Ruidian.
Okay. And that happened. I didn't look it up.
It doesn't matter. That's
I know that.
The
I'm
exact
just-
chapter and book does not matter for
Well,
today's...
it like kind of matters.
Okay,
Like,
but here's the thing. So we have the doorway that is currently melted on the ground. That's the important
oh, yeah,
thing.
that is the part that
That's
matters.
the actual important thing happening
Yes,
in the chapter right now. Yeah.
A lumped mess of
Slag.
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 Yeah, slag. Yeah.
Are we allowed to say that for our British viewers? Isn't that?
I looked it up because I was like, I don't know what slag is.
Not great.
And it's like, oh, it's a British slur. It's like, oh, okay. But also, it's stony waste material separated out when refining ore. So that's what it's actually supposed to be.
Probably best not to say it anymore, though.
It's an actual word, though.
I understand.
Yeah.
So many things are actual words that you probably shouldn't say.
Okay.
So
fair.
I'm just going to go ahead and...
Melty, rocky, lumpy
Melty,
stuff.
rocky, lumpy.
Yeah. Okay.
That's better.
So Noel's like, whoa, how about this? And that's the doorway that Morraine came through.
And that's what I said.
So here's the thing:
That's
it
what
melted
I
on
said.
it melted on the outside and on the inside.
Well, of course.
Whoa.
It's one doorway. It's not like
Crazy.
it's two different doorways.
Well, you don't know that.
I do.
No, I knew it's got to be two different.
Yeah.
No.
Two different places.
It's a
two
portal.
different worlds.
It's a portal, though. But that's the thing.
Is a portal 2 doors or one?
One.
That's the question.
Oh, one.
That's a good, like, philosophical question.
It's one door. When I go from the hallway to the bathroom, it's 2 separate places, but the door is one door, you know?
But you're not going to 2 separate places.
You are going to 2 separate places. It's a portal. All doors are portals.
Just
Yeah.
So here's the thing about...
Some are less interesting than others.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about science, Tyler.
Yeah. It's like it. Never
So
mind.
would you think that they're 2 different doors? Like
Well,
door frames?
I think he's just thinking that, like, okay, I'm going to answer for you, and then you can tell me if I
that'll
got
save time. Yeah. Go for it.
What I think Tyler's saying here is that the doorway could be melted on one side and not on the other.
And then you get him, Danny. You get him. What a stupid thing you said. Get him.
I don't know. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it would be like if it's one door.
Yeah.
And something happens to one side of the portal.
Right.
It's a bit strange that the same thing happens to the other side of the portal.
Yeah.
Because it is still a freestanding door here and a
did you ever watch
freestanding door
Stargate?
there, right?
Did you ever watch Stargate?
No.
Then this isn't going to help. It's not going to help. If you never watched it, it's not going to help.
I mean, it'd be it's a bit strange that to think about it as one thing in 2 places.
For sure.
As opposed to thinking about it as 2 things that are connected.
Right.
in
So
a way.
what you're saying is, so the one that was melted into a lumpy metal rock of melty was physically transported around, and the one in the other place stood still.
Was obviously not.
It's
Yeah.
clearly 2 different things.
You would think.
However, magic.
Yeah.
Also that.
And this is true.
Also that.
Magically connected.
Yeah. It's like a one door with a really long door frame. It's like a hallway.
But magic.
Is a hallway a door?
No.
Are both
Portal?
sides of the...
Oh, wait. Let's look up the origin of the word corridor.
Nope, not going to do that either. Okay.
The word door's right in there.
Oh my god. You are not wrong.
Oh, but, like, sort of. She's kind of wrong. Like, it's...
You can't say that without looking it up.
Okay, we're not
the way
looking
you
it up.
spell corridor
No.
the end is D-O-R, not D-O-O-R.
No, but like, we can get into etymology all you want. Words change and spellings of words change.
Okay. I hate this so much.
Are we recording this?
I don't...
Is etymology the right word there?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Study of insects, right?
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, they're like, oh man, now we can't leave.
Yeah, but they knew that they weren't going to be coming through that.
But,
so that's fine.
I mean,
It's fine.
Matt has a smidgen of hope that every time he goes anywhere, he's like, maybe we can get out this way.
He has, like, A, B, C, D plans,
Exactly.
and that's fine.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, well, that one's not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime he enters a room, he's always looking for an exit. I can relate to this.
Especially, yeah, and then he
Well,
kind of
especially
goes on...
here.
Yeah,
like
it's
what?
terrible here.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Oh, you mean Matt? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I do like what he's shouting at the
So
room right now
rude.
too, though, because he's talking about the whole like leading cows to slaughter thing, where you got to give the cows a sense of safety.
Which-
you lead them into the slaughterhouse a couple of times, make them feel safe.
That's so...
But that's what he's saying that
I
the
hate
snakes and foxes have done to him. They let him come in previously a couple of times. Now he feels all relatively safe, and then
Chop
boom,
their heads off.
Chop your head off. That's how it's going to work.
Also, Two Rivers famously didn't have cows, right?
Yeah, they
Weren't
did.
sheep?
No, they had cows. They had
had
sheep
cows?
and cows. Matt's dad had cows. He
Yeah.
milked the cows.
Yeah, he did. He did milk the cows.
And he
His
had
dad's
horses
cows.
too?
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
sold and traded horses, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But they had cows.
Yeah.
I've been corrected on that before because I was like, there's no beef anywhere.
Yeah, I was like, don't they? Yeah,
Yeah.
because like you don't talk
no,
about
and
the
then
cows
people
much.
are like, oh no, they
no, it's just like
definitely
when we're
have
talking
milk.
about like major exports. Like that's different.
Yeah.
And again, that's not what we should be talking about today.
Do you think
at
they have
all.
a slaughterhouse
Yeah, I do.
in the Two Rivers?
Yeah.
You'd have to assume.
I would say it's small.
Probably.
I would say it's not a
not like a big
ginormous.
industrial size
Not a
one.
big
you know.
guy.
Okay.
But there's a room, there's a barn where the cows get slaughtered, and that's why you can walk them through it several times.
Sure.
I'd say. Now that story though made me pretty upset. It made me sad for the cows.
Yeah, it's pretty like jarring as a metaphor.
And he's like, "Huh? Well, I have all this time to explain to you about slaughter and cows and stuff." Oh my god.
Okay.
Give me a break, Matt. Okay.
All right. A voice from behind. Oh.
Whoa.
Who's there? No, that's you. You gotta.
Good one.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because a really spooky, eerie, foxy voice says, "Welcome, son of battles."
Mm-hmm.
But the big part is this eelfin guy is like, listen, I know where you want to go and I can take you there for a price.
The last chapter, we had them trying to get them to get rid of all their
crap.
Yeah, mostly the fire, but all their stuff.
Yep.
But it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And then ToM starts playing music, but it's like not going to work.
Yeah, and they're being super antagonistic. So I actually am kind of siding with the eelfin right now too, because we have Matt and ToM and... Okay, well, here's the thing. So they come into their realm, right? Matt, ToM, Noel come into the realm of the eelfin and the elfin, and they are being super antagonistic. It's like you walk into a person's house and you know that they're allergic to like peanut butter, and they're like, hey man, I know you want to come talk to us. Can you just leave the peanuts at the door here? Can you just like not bring them in? And they're like, no, I'm taking them with me. I don't trust you.
I'm going to flip the script a little. So the person who's allergic to peanut butter also has your dear friend as a captive.
Yeah, but they're willing to bargain. There's no reason to be like, you know.
Yes, there is.
No. Well, okay.
You go in guns blazing because people don't leave this place.
They have also hung you before.
It's hanged, number one. Number two, he didn't die, so I don't know what you're getting all bent out of shape about.
Famously... probably did die.
Not there. He did die, but not that time.
What do you mean? I would say he died that time.
I would say he was dead. He had to be resuscitated.
He very specifically did not
and he was
die
hanging
at the Tree of Life.
Tree of Life.
Well, because he couldn't die.
He very specifically did not die at the
lore.
Tree of Life. I'm just saying.
So what other time did he die?
When he got evaporated by the bale.
Like he definitely died then.
Definitely died there. Got blown out of his boots
died.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think if someone hangs you and then another person comes and saves you, it's not like, you guys didn't, you're right, you didn't kill me.
So the eelfin are like, okay, why are you being so antagonistic? Cut it out.
Are you just like playing eelfin advocate right now?
A little bit, because like everyone's against them here. Okay?
Good.
Yeah.
As
the
they
bad
should
guys.
Be.
They're just hungry, see?
They're my favorite.
And what do they eat, Brett? What do they eat?
Emotions and people.
And then tan their skin.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, yeah, okay. Okay, so we got a bunch of them here.
Okay, but Matt says we are not doing any bargaining with you until we get to the Chamber of Bonds or whatever that place is that you do those things in.
Okay, and another thing. So the eelfin aren't specifically evil. They're just different than our universe.
The thing is, though, they're tricksy. They're tricksy foxes.
And
you need to be on guard or else you're never leaving here.
You just have to be specific with your wording, and I understand that.
I think their biggest mistake is
they didn't prepare ahead of time.
And the way they're described, they don't look anything like Disney's Robin Hood.
That's true.
That was a cute fox.
Yeah.
But that was
cute.
So cute.
You're talking about Fox and the Hound. I'm talking about like Robin Hood.
Yeah, no, we know what we're talking about. Yeah.
That guy was hot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I said. Like cute.
Oh, like cute?
Cute.
Cute.
Super cute.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Fox and the Hound also so cute.
Very cute. Yeah.
So cute.
Different cutes.
See, that's different. Not these foxes.
No,
right.
they're
and they're not actual foxes. Again, like they're fox-like creatures. They're reminiscent of foxes.
But they're foxy.
In bad way though?
No.
Like Fox Face.
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's never.
Oh yeah, not
like
Foxy
nice
like
way.
Foxy Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Like they're like
there's a whole lot of women.
Yeah.
That's a nice little reference for our
all
audience.
of these actually. All of these references. Okay, now I don't know if you're being serious right now with your siding with the eelfin, but it's driving me a little crazy. So we're gonna
we're gonna move past
because
it.
No, Brett.
Yeah.
Just straight up no.
Okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter.
So the music isn't working.
Right.
So we're like, scrap that.
Mm-hmm. We have more eelfin joining here. They're kind of starting to circle here a little bit. And then we start getting them like scuttling in a little bit too close. Like they're playing the edges of the darkness, but then they keep coming in.
Kind of like fades.
I mean, okay.
Hiding in the shadows, you know?
Sort of.
That's what I thought of.
Sure. And then Matt starts like swiping at them, but then his Ashendara goes right through him and he's like, oh, because the iron thing. So we gotta, you need the iron.
You need iron.
Yeah.
It's part of the cheating.
It's part of it. So then he did tie a little piece like of iron or whatever to the butt end of a spear. So he starts like bashing them with that and that works. So that's good. So we do have weapons to use against them.
You would think that like the magical weapon would work still. You think that would be like special
well, no,
enough
there's
to work?
there's no real evidence that the
magic
blade
works at all.
of the Ashendari is magical.
Well, power forged.
Yeah.
Like technically.
I guess.
Which could still also be iron.
Right.
But it's not.
But
obviously.
it's not. It's very specific.
And I thought, ooh, good, we can use Tom's knives, but those are bronze.
Right, different again.
But iron could be bronze colored.
Well, bronze is an iron.
I don't know enough about metals.
Bronze is iron and copper, I believe, mixed together.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bronze Age was up after the Iron Age.
Was it? I'm just going to have to take your word for that one.
Yeah, we can get that fact check later.
Oh, people will come at you if you were wrong.
Based on my limited knowledge, it's two metals combined into one.
Such limitations.
Right.
Okay, what else happens here before we get to the Chamber of
Okay,
Bonds?
so basically nothing happens except for the fact that Noel actually specifically does start calling out that they seem to be trying to distract them, which is a good thing to pick up on because we have to try to get to the Chamber of Bonds, and the eelfin are basically just like making us wear down our energy, our knives. Like Tom is trying to start throwing a couple of knives at them, but Matt's like, save your knives because you're literally just like wasting them. So they're harrying our trio right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
that
must be
we
so
so
hairy.
frustrating when you're like a group of people trying to get to a destination and then someone comes in and is just disrupting you on your journey. And with all these tangents and
it feels like you're making.
Is there a reason you invited me here for this?
I didn't invite you here. Danny invited you here. Just to be clear.
Okay, I didn't know what day he would come. I said there's several chapters left. I think we should have Tyler on. Listen, the Iron Age followed the Bronze Age in a historical progression of human technological development, marked by the widespread use of iron for tools and weapons.
Yeah, but how do you make iron?
Well, how do you make bronze?
Oh.
How do you make any
iron?
Whoa. While the Bronze Age saw a mastery of bronze, an alloy of copper and tin.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, AI overview.
Thank you.
Of my Google
Don't give
question.
a shout out to AI.
Oh, I absolutely will.
Unbelievable.
I know. Well, it's just all right there. Synthesized it very nicely, and I fully believe it.
It's good.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Without any other fact checking.
So
go on.
At this point in this scene, back to the chapter.
Yes.
This isn't an all-out attack by the eelfin. This is them being kind of like annoying and stuff, and trying to get our guys to waste their energy and supplies right now.
Okay.
But
felt like an attack.
It's not really an attack.
But I'm telling you.
It's like a little bit of an attack. It's like a little attack.
For me, I was like, oh no, we're being attacked.
Yeah, so Matt decides to escalate things, so he tosses a firework, as you do, and they don't like it because it explodes, and they don't like the light, they don't like the fire.
Well, and they die.
They don't like... What?
They don't like being blown, blasted apart.
Yeah, they probably don't like that part either.
Well, they're kind of like dogs a little bit.
Scary.
It's like 4th of July in there, it's not...
Yeah.
4th, I actually don't know what 4th of July is like, but I could talk about Canada
a lot of fireworks,
Day.
I think, yeah.
So, we have Matt doing his random...
And dogs hate it.
Yeah, they don't like it.
What is happening?
I've never had a dog either, but I bet they hate it.
Okay, so we have Matt. I'm going to keep us on track here.
Good.
So we have Matt, who's going to do his whole luck thing and do the I'm going to pick a place at random which way to go. And that's going to be the way we get through this maze of crazy corridors. Now, the interesting part here is when they enter the room, they can see 5 corridors. However, when Matt does his little spinny trick with his eyes closed, and it points him in the direction of an invisible hidden corridor. Whoa, in the darkness. Yeah. So he actually
didn't see that coming.
He goes charging into the darkness into a 6th corridor, if you will, and thinks, wow, Brigida, you probably like walked past this 100 times and you would never know because you remember she died in here.
Yes, she did.
So tricky, never go down one of the corridors they want you to go down. Pick the other option.
Oh no.
The non-corridor that
now we have to take a shot.
Why?
Why? Because we should just be running at brick walls the whole time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Harry Potter reference.
Harry Potter, yeah. Don't go down the door, go into the wall.
Just run through
the wall.
The wall.
Imagine there is a door there.
And then
then
you'll get to platform 9 3/4.
Was that English? Was that an English accent?
Did you like that? No?
Okay, well, if you said it, you got to go get it.
I didn't want to get up, though.
Okay, Tyler can.
No.
Wait, we doing ice cream cake?
Shot of ice cream cake.
Yeah.
Okay, I did it.
And we're back. Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
To
run
make it,
through a brick wall.
Making it through the invisible corridor.
And also, cheers to me being right about lots of things today.
Yeah. It's so rare.
It really, actually, lately it is. And so I'm really savoring. Yeah. Get it?
Whoa, savoring.
You like that? You like
yeah,
that?
They've said a lot of weird things about savoring.
Oh, they always have.
In this, but like this chapter specifically, they really go into it.
I'm going to drink my shot now.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
Do you think they talk weird?
Yeah.
Like, do they? Because obviously, like, the snake people, you can kind of picture, like, the or whatever.
Yeah, except, you know, what would have drove me crazy is if the snake people were talking and there was extra S's added.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've read books.
Don't like that.
Where snakes are talking, or whatever.
Yeah.
And extra S's are and I'm like, no, I get it. It's a snake talking.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Really trying to pump that character count.
I would say
like the snake in Harry Potter.
Thanks. Just like that. Except
exactly.
I'm not doing another shot.
Exactly.
That actually just like
you brought it up. You brought it up.
Folds into our just other shot right now.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1.
Okay.
2-for.
Okay, so we make it through the invisible hidden corridor.
Well, yeah, and like, listen, we're really, really relying on this luck situation.
Yeah.
Which is fair and fine, and that's the only way we're going to get out of this place.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
And they really, really laid into that when we first got in here. It's like, okay, we have all the things to cheat, but the special thing we have
is Matt's
the luck.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we could have had a few different, like, variations of the luck.
Well, like the spinning in a circle and pointing, does that happen too much for you?
I think it's nonsense.
Oh, wow.
I really do.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, the whole point earlier, like when he does his
we lost
wandering
the dice.
stuff, he's got coins. He could throw his hat in the air. He could
so, like, different variations.
He could have his spear and drop it and have it fall in whichever way it falls. That would make more sense to me than the idea that he's picturing what he wants. There's 5 directions and he's spinning.
It's very Teleranriad. Feel what you need.
It's too direct.
Yeah.
It's way more direct than it would normally be.
I would say I agree with that because it should be more like you want to go down one place, but you can't, so you have to go down this place, but it's actually the way you need to go.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Because there's a lot in this chapter of him pointing back to the way.
Yes, a lot on
that
like
the eelfin are.
At the end of this, that's
right?
the next chapter.
Yeah,
more.
or whatever it is.
Right.
So it's like, oh, we need to go back that way.
Yeah.
Oh, but we can't. But I think they like should have.
Right.
They should have, if that's the luck, right?
Yeah. The luck is it's going to bring you a different way because you can't go the way you thought, but hey,
right.
You got the luck going a different way.
Something drives you, like something falls and rolls down and then you have to chase it, and like that's lucky to me.
Yes.
Sure.
The idea that you're just like,
yes.
Oh, it's that way. My luck said it's that way. Like that's kind of like a power escalation.
Yeah, but
maybe.
have you ever tried to just like feel your luck?
Yeah,
my luck's
it's always
with me.
wrong. It's always wrong.
It's never worked.
It's that way. It's just your intuition, I think, and I think Matt's intuition is better than yours.
But that's not luck.
Okay.
Good point.
Back to it, because we're not even there yet. We got to make it to the Chamber of Bonds first.
I can't wait.
So anyways, we make it to the Chamber of Bonds.
I love it. Yes. I'm so excited.
Wait, no, he goes through a few more rooms.
No. We gotta
talk about
we went through the hidden corridor, went through the doorway, we bust out, and it's like, boom, we're here.
Can I be honest? Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
I read this 2 times, and I didn't pick up the hidden corridor piece.
At all? Really?
No, not
because
even.
it's literally like, so when we enter this scene, there's
like,
5 corridors.
It's too much going on for
There's
my
a lot
brain
going
to
on.
take
That's
in.
fair. That's fair.
I'm like, I get it. They're running down corridors. Matt points, they run down corridors. And I think I miss a lot of the little details.
Yeah, because he like jumps over and he like goes into the darkness and it's like, this is the way I gotta go. And it's like, whoa. And
but I was like,
so Noel tries to like make logical sense of things a bunch of times,
which
in these
annoys
2 chapters.
the shit out of me.
And
he's trying to piece it together.
I'll be honest, that's too many corridors.
It's too many
That's
corridors.
simply too many corridors.
You're
Also, then
there's
have a
5
secret
it's like a
6th corridor.
Yeah.
It's like, it makes more sense if you're halfway down a corridor and then you hit down like,
what if
a chute or a ladder.
What if you were some sort of monster
like
who wants to
snakes and
eat
foxes.
people who got trapped here?
Oh,
what about
you know
that?
what I wish?
Is that enough corridors?
I wish that they were running and like fell through a trapdoor or something.
Man,
and it's like, that's the luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, that's a chute, you know, because the whole point is like, it's the snakes and foxes, right? So it's like...
Chutes and ladders.
It's chutes and ladders.
Different game, Tyler.
No, it's not.
It's basically the same game.
Except that here's the thing, though. It really is chutes and ladders.
It's a lot more chutes,
but
not
like,
as many ladders.
Okay, you're thinking of like physically up and down, but if you put the board on its side and we're going through this doorway...
play like that.
No, but it's magic, though, remember?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the magic?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So we're reading fantasy. It's
That's
not
what this
our
is.
world.
This is historical.
Historical fantasy. But anyway, we're going to get to where we need to go.
Yeah, okay, so we're here. We're in the Chamber of Bonds, and we step through, and it's exactly like Matt remembers it the last time he was here.
Except now there's a freaking woman floating in the
Except
center.
there's a woman floating in the middle of the room. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, stop
That's
yelling.
new, yeah.
That's new.
That wasn't here before. Let's decorate.
And
you know who it is?
Dark curly hair.
Who could that be?
Woman just hanging out.
Naked for some reason.
Yeah.
No,
she's
she's
not
not.
though.
She's
She's
not
not
naked.
though. But kind of wish,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That would
she's
be
like
too
clothed
much.
in nothing
And
but
it's
mist
Danny
or
reading it, so like
light
who
or
knows?
something.
Because the funny thing is they do say like, oh, the mist is obscuring her.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is she though? Is she though? But she's not.
No,
the sensors are in here.
It's Morraine. And I think I've just wholeheartedly believed that she'd be here and she'd be alive.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost not surprised. Like, I would have honestly been surprised
Sure.
if she was dead. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been more surprising and shocking to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the literal rescue mission for the person who saw the future and was like, you need
but
to
I was
come
like, oh,
rescue me.
maybe they like took too long to get
Yeah,
there.
no, I get
maybe like who knows? Because she's like, there's so many things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
and this is just a random letter.
He followed all the rules. 3 people. Don't bring Oliver in. You can't bring the
Oh,
child.
you can't bring the child.
Don't bring the child.
Don't bring Perrin.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest too. I feel like if you are relying on your salvation is based on a person you know solving a riddle in a high pressure situation, like
Terrible.
you're gonna die.
Terrible
9 times out of 10, you are going to die. It's
Yeah.
like luck won't help you solve a riddle.
Yeah.
She's very lucky he figured that out.
Wow. Yeah, I mean this. Okay, I love these chapters so much. Like
It's
this is
great. It's excellent, and
It's-
I love it. I love it so much. I'm just saying it wasn't unpredictable.
Yeah. Okay, little tidbit of knowledge here. She has a strange bracelet on her wrist.
Huh?
It's gonna come back because we're gonna talk about it.
Did
in a
she
little bit.
have it when she fell in?
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
So she went shopping while she was in there.
Rude.
Weird.
Right?
Yeah.
And she's making it like she's all in peril and stuff. And
Like, you got a new outfit, a new bracelet,
what is
and
that?
you're sleeping. What's going on?
Okay, I get
You're on
that-
vacation.
Okay, listen. I totally understand the idea that this is a rescue mission.
Right.
Totally get it. And it has been since basically she fell in. I was like, okay, someone's got to go in and save her.
4 years ago.
A
Yeah.
part of me really wanted her to be able to somehow save herself.
Right. Okay.
But no.
No.
Definitely no.
This is
and
not that.
This is ultimate damsel in distress. And there's a piece of me that cannot enjoy it.
Right. Because it's damsel in
Because
distress.
it's the men saving the woman who got herself into this stupid situation. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, but like, I love that she was brave, and I love that she, like, the courage it
And
took,
the sacrifice.
and the sacrifice.
Yeah. Lots of things.
I love that, but it almost diminishes that,
Yeah.
and I hate that.
Right.
There's a piece of my heart, like, I love that Morraine's alive, and this is great, but it's just like,
I get it. You know what? I understand that. I understand where you're coming from.
Do
I don't know if I
you?
understand it. I get what you're saying.
It's not subverting anything, which is something that I think Robert Jordan was really good at doing in a subtle way
yeah,
through most of his works.
yeah.
This isn't subversive. This is like, oh, there's a princess in the tower and we 3 heroes are going to go rescue her.
Literally, this is hero's
Just because it's
journey.
called the Tower of Genji and it's a tower, this
And
is
there's
more like this is an
monsters and they're
alternate
gonna rescue
dimension,
her.
though.
Yeah.
They're not in the tower anymore.
Yeah. All those other stories,
They're in a
they didn't
spire.
have
They're in a
Fox
spire
people.
right now, Tyler.
It's not even a tower anymore.
Yeah,
It's a spire.
And
it's
there's
a bungalow.
There's
This is a bungalow. They never go upstairs,
They might-
idiot.
I've seen no stairs.
Well, and listen, this might even be in a basement.
Yeah.
This room,
Well, except
no
for
windows.
except for looking out the windows that they've seen on the way. Except for
This
that
room,
part.
the Chamber of Bonds,
That's true. That's true. It could be
no windows.
because
It could be an elevated first story. We don't
split
actually
level.
know. Yeah, it's a
little
split level.
little insurance joke there. That's good.
Anyway, at this point, we can't really tell if she's alive, but my gut instinct is like, well, that chick's alive.
She's alive. Okay, now
Because I was like, oh, maybe we'll get there and like she won't make it out. And I
Yeah.
felt like that would almost be satisfying in
you
a weird
want
way.
Morraine to die?
No.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
But intrigue for the story,
Sure.
yes.
Okay.
And
Anyways,
I feel like we run into, like, especially in these parts of the story, it seems like there's elements of the end of the series that seem like Robert Jordan would want to go further
Yeah.
and write more stories about it.
yeah.
So I think like maybe there is a possibility that there could be more to what happened to Morraine here
Yes.
than we see, because she
Well-
seems,
I
like,
want
mostly
that
fine.
side story. I want the
we
entire.
didn't get it.
Well-
and, like,
Yeah.
Matt's elevation in his like luck powers. Like when people get superpowers right at the end of a story and then the story ends, it's like you don't get to see the fulfillment of it as much.
Right.
Okay.
And it's
yeah.
kind of like this too. Like we
Yeah.
don't actually see the fulfillment of Morraine getting
Yeah.
like out of here and what it could possibly mean for her for forever and for into the future.
Like moving forward. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say because there's a lot that I got right from past predictions in these two chapters, but the one thing that I got wrong that I'm mad about getting wrong is I thought we wouldn't make it all the way into the saving of Morraine this book.
Right.
And so I said we were going to enter, and then I thought we were either going to get an epilogue or a prologue from Morraine's point of view.
I really
That
like
would
that
have been
idea.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when she first fell in with Lanfear.
Or like some portion.
Or
Yeah.
at
Any
some
portion would be cool.
point while she was there.
Yeah.
I just think that would be so cool and intriguing.
In some ways, it's a whole other book, right? Like
Yeah.
it would be.
Yeah.
You would expect or you would hope that
Yeah.
more happened here than she was just in stasis floating in the air.
Yes. Well, because obviously something happened for Lanfear to be able to be wherever she is as Sindane in the real world right now.
That's true. That's true.
So something happened here. And like, you know, obviously there's a whole nother book for me to read and like maybe we'll get those
And
answers.
like 2 more chapters in this book. Come
That's
on.
true. So
Yeah.
I still don't actually know.
Yeah.
I just feel as though
Mm-hmm.
this wasn't quite the climactic ending of like getting Morraine back that I almost wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil the last book at all, but I think I can say this.
Is it really boring?
Wow.
No,
okay, hold on.
It's
So
really
boring.
What
it's,
are you going to say?
it's really last battle focused.
I don't even know this, but
Can you imagine getting into the last book of the series and like flashback?
actually we're not doing the last battle. That's not even
Well, it's already started. It's basically about to be ended. It's fine.
the last battle was the journey we've been
I've
on the
seen-
whole time.
Was
I've
the
seen it's the friends
3
we
years
made
and
along the
9
way.
9 months and 11.
It's the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. Okay, should we get back to it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Morraine floating in the mist, and Matt can't really tell if she's alive, but then he steps forward to try to like pull her out of said mist.
Oh yeah.
And it's
It
very
burns.
hot. It's hot.
That would have
Hot
been
mist.
wild.
It's very hot. It's hot mist.
Hot mist.
They
Hot
get there, it's like,
steam.
oh, she's dead.
Oh shoot. Do we leave
You know
her
what
here?
this is?
Do-
This is very Han Solo.
Oh, carbonite. Yeah.
Carbonite.
It's do we
It's
leave
like-
the body? Do we take the body?
Yeah.
We take it.
Yeah.
He's easier to move like this.
Okay. And also, we are completely stomping on the fact that Matt pulls back because he burns himself
He's
with
like,
this
ouch.
mist. And then Tom, like a freaking hero, just puts his arms in, gets all scalded and burned and blistered and stuff, and like pulls Morraine out.
Yeah.
Because he's a champ and he does it.
Well, I think there's some love there.
There's some. I love that Matt's like, "What is this? What's happening here? Why is he looking at her like that?
Ugh, I love that
What are
Matt
these
just like
emotions?
can't even
Doesn't make
wrap
sense."
his head around the fact that Tom and Morraine might have some sort of history or past that he
Wait!
is not
You're
privy
telling
to.
me that these two people?
And we don't see it, but behind the scenes, Noel's like slowly grabbing out like fire resistant gloves. Like,
But we brought.
I'll put those back.
Thought it'd be important to bring this, but
Prepare for anything,
We're
well,
bringing
whatever.
fire. We should bring some fire
I guess
protection.
we can just reach into the burning steam. That's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of thought like, oh, you remember how there was like steam that like the fire couldn't
I
catch?
know. It's been a whole thing, and it's like it really doesn't.
It really has nothing to do
it
with
really
anything.
doesn't
It was
do
just
anything.
descriptive in nature and
Yeah.
had nothing to do with anything.
There's like one weird phrase where it's like the steam that the eelfin are like bleeding or something, or the eelfin are bleeding is like the steam that they've seen in the other rooms, but
And
like
that's
there's
it.
no payoff.
None.
There's no payoff that I
Zero.
could see, and maybe there is,
Yeah.
but like I haven't.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Although I missed every other detail. So
Which fair. Okay.
Yeah, maybe they like it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
anyway, ToM,
ToM,
the hero that he is,
hero does it, pulls her out.
pulls her out.
Yeah.
I love it.
And Matt is thinking in
It's a
this.
tale as old as time.
Well,
This
Matt's
is so
thoughts.
stupid. He thought about right before this. He's like, maybe I am a hero. And
He
then
does.
he's like, nah, I'm not a hero.
yeah.
It's like, shut up.
I actually like that. I actually like that part. I'm gonna bring that up again when he does.
I love it. I love that.
because that's
part.
later. That's later. And now we got Matt also
Morraine.
having a whole lot of feelings about Morraine. And I do like the callbacks because it kind of brings us back to Morraine pulling him out of the two rivers. And he thinks, I hated her for a time. Like, I've blamed her for everything. But also, she's the only one who's been, like, completely honest about what her goal and mission
Oh, this
has
is Matt
been.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, this has
I
been
thought you were
Matt's-
talking about ToM again.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh?
No,
Which-
Tom
Okay.
loves her. It's fine. It's whatever.
I have to be honest, that's a wild thing to say about Morraine.
What?
That she's always been honest.
No.
No. She's... Okay, well, she
More-
She's
has...
always been focused.
No.
been
But
focused-
she's been incredibly dishonest to the Two Rivers kids a few times.
Okay.
So from Matt's
But
perspective,
for their own good.
and what he's
Yeah.
saying, what he's saying is, listen, Linda, what he's saying is that she's always been more honest with him about her intentions than any other Aes Sedai that he's met.
Yeah.
So it's not like blanket statement, she's been honest with me. It's like comparatively, I understood her end goal.
And
Whereas
she's had a more pure like end game of she wants to win. Like Morraine is one of the few people in this series who really only focuses on winning. What do I have to do to win the last battle? Like besides Rand, debatably Morraine is probably like number one.
She's been incredibly driven and direct.
Yeah.
And she has had one goal in mind.
Yeah.
She has not been honest. That's my point. That's
That's
not
fair.
the word
That's
that
But
I
I
would
think
use.
that they were
Yeah.
able to like, and she straight up said at one point, like,
I'll fucking
I'm just
kill
gonna
you.
kill you
I
if
will
you're
kill
gonna go to
you."
the dark side. Like,
But you also remember in book 1 where she said, "Oh, the Trollocs are after you guys. We got to get you out of here.
Yeah.
And I'll keep you safe and I'll save you."
Well, I don't
Which
think
was
she
right at
didn't
that
say
point.
it like that. She didn't say it like that.
She
no
did.
way.
She's like, "We have to get you out of here to save your village."
I'm actually gonna stop.
Well, that's true.
I'm gonna stop this argument, and I'm gonna say two words: unreliable narrator. So this is Matt's perspective on Morraine as a person. He has very
She's
little.
never lied to me.
Yeah,
I
as
thought-
he's like, let's actually look.
That might
Matt
be
has
true,
had
yeah.
very little actual one-on-one interaction with Morraine
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
He knows that people around him kind of respect her and have spoken highly of her, and every other Aes Sedai interaction he's had has been terrible for him.
That's true.
I don't think anyone around him has ever spoke highly of Morraine either, though.
I'd say that in the end, Rand was kind of like, I liked her.
That was, but like
Maybe.
how
Yeah.
internal was that?
Yeah.
Right.
Internalized, Rand likes Morraine now.
I think that maybe it's projection on the author's
Yeah.
part because we like Morraine.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
And he's
So
and
this
he's
is
being-
more for the reader than anybody.
He's also probably pretty heavily tinged with nostalgia right now as well.
I would
That's
say.
a powerful.
Rose-colored
That's a
glasses.
powerful thing, though.
It's just such a funny thing to be like, man, that Morraine. At least she never lied to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Back-
like let's
back
talk about
in Matt's
any
day,
breakup
yeah.
anyone's ever had, and like they only
like,
remember the good things.
Comparatively, of why she's doing said lying has been very like good intentions.
Yeah, he's not.
he gets her endgame,
There's no ulterior motive.
Yeah.
which he can't say for others that he's met.
He can say for none of the other people. he's
Exactly. Exactly. I think that that's
He's currently on a journey with a guy who's never told him his real name.
That's different.
which
That's
we-
different.
which we
That's
haven't-
different.
No.
Stay focused. Okay.
I want to talk about that when we get
Later.
to it, and I have so many things to say
Okay.
about
First we've got ToM here. Okay, I'm back on track.
that. You want to
ToM-
tell me Matt didn't know?
No. Okay.
Hey everyone, this is Carrie Champion, the host of Naked Sports.
When you sit behind the wheel of the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada Pro 4X, you'll feel like the entire world is your playground, and you'd be right. Because this unshakable fortress of a vehicle is built to take you on your next adventure. With a twin-turbo V6 engine, the all-new Armada is powerful enough to take you anywhere. With its 8,500 pounds of towing capacity, it will let you bring all your toys along. And with seating for 8, your whole crew can join you. Nissan created a truly capable vehicle in the all-new Armada. In fact, it's the first Armada to earn the Pro 4X badge, which Nissan reserves for its most adventure-ready vehicles. The Armada is a big SUV designed and built for big adventures and must be experienced to be appreciated. Drive the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada today. Learn more at nissanusa.com. Intelligent four-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
We are looking at Morraine right now. ToM is looking at the thingy on her wrist, and
the bracelet.
He thinks it's a triangle, but I just want to read the description of this in case you missed it. It's the shape of a man bent backward with his wrists bound to his ankles.
Reminds me of Grandel's chair.
In some weird clothes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or like one of those contortionists who can make themselves be like a wheel.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Then ToM says, I think it's a terangriel.
Yeah.
And then the voice of the Eilfin here says, it's an angriel.
Although powerful
Enough to almost be a sa-angriel, and it can be part of your price if you want it.
What a fucking nerd, right?
Big old.
I'm like, how does he even know?
It's like none of you could use it.
However,
he's very awesome.
But let's not gloss over that real quick here. So Morraine, and it seems like she gets out with this thing too. We don't specifically bargain for it. They talk about the fact that this can be part of your price.
She must have bargained for it though, right?
But here's the thing: this Eilfin is saying
guys can bargain for it.
This can be part of the deal if you want it to be, but Matt doesn't actually specifically bring it up.
You know what I want to see? Mm-hmm. Seafolk versus Eilfin bargaining.
Right? Versus.
Oh my gosh!
I said I get them all in the same.
No. I said I lose.
Like some OG.
But Eilfin would end up with
get some gray Aja in there. They're so good at negotiating.
Not this age, but like, how do you think the original Eilfin bargains were made? How do you think this whole the Finn how do you think this all came around?
No.
They've probably already seceded a small piece of their land to the Seafolk at this point.
Okay, but we wanted them to have that
only
land.
1 mile by 1 mile square.
This has actually been official.
Okay. Back to it here. So we are in the Chamber of Bonds, and we got the little nibbler convention here. If anybody watches Futurama,
nibblers.
This is how I've always envisioned this chamber. Is the nibblers on the chairs?
Oh.
And that's
the Niblonians.
That's how I imagined all of the Eilfin here making deals.
I did not picture that even a little bit.
I said this the first time that we were here, and it's still like that today. Even though it's not that, I understand that it's not that, but it is that to me.
I picture more Star Wars. Like around the
Jedi
chamber,
Council,
Jedi Council.
Yeah,
that's what I picture because it's kind of alien-esque.
Sure.
You guys are saying so many of these like references that I want to do voices for.
Can't. Oh yeah, can't.
But
no time.
No time, yeah. And nobody wants that.
Copyright.
Nobody wants to. Also, nobody wants to hear your terrible impressions.
Then why am I here?
Yeah, no.
Danny?
As long as the impression is no more than 6 seconds.
Is good.
I just can't think of anything a Niblonian would say.
Me neither. Go on.
Okay. All right, so we're in the Chamber of Bonds. We're here to make a bargain, make a deal here. And Matt calls them out for the fact that this is the Chamber of Bonds, so they got to abide by the pact.
Oh, wait.
That
when
they
you
make
say
here.
They're all up on the pedestal.
Yeah, there's
4
males, 4 females.
Which, like,
they're
how
not really,
can you tell?
This is based, again, unreliable narrative. This is based on what Matt thinks. He's like, oh, those ones look more dude-like.
Those ones have eyelashes.
Yeah.
Those ones have their arms crossed across their bosoms.
Under
their bosoms, yeah. It's the only way you can tell. The fantasy author description of them.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to get into this because I actually love this part too. So the Niblonians are all saying the bargain has been arranged and the price has to be paid and the demands must be met and a sacrifice must be given. So we know that we have come here into the Finn world and we are not coming through a doorway. So that means that there are no bargains on the table, there's no protections. So when Matt came through to the Eilfin and the Eilfin last times, we know that there was certain protections he had, right? He can ask for things like answers to questions. He can ask for
3
wishes, right? But you got to bargain for your way out in a sense. But coming through here, through the Tower of Genji,
there's
all bets are off.
Everything's off.
He could wish for more wishes.
He possibly could. The whole point is you can ask for whatever you want, but what's the price? What's the price for all this? And I love that Matt comes into this and he's like, it's time for him to start negotiating. And at the end of his negotiation, he thinks, good thing I wasn't just spewing out a bunch of bullshit. Good thing I prepared this. This is his prepared speech.
Did you? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He still got it wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
And he goes
gaping hole in his plan.
We did not, it's just, this was
You
this
know
was
what?
the
I'd like to
prepared
see
version.
you do this under this pressure. You get everything exactly right when you're
Honestly, I would probably write out notes and then bring the notes with me.
Oh, you'd bring...
I would read the bargain that I
cards.
I would work this out with ToM probably before.
And you would probably SNL style have written out cards.
Do you know how many times?
Clap.
Do you know how many times in our D&D campaign we have made deals with devils?
I don't. I actually don't know.
And it's gone horribly wrong because
times.
I bet.
You gotta be careful on wording.
But I would say that if he has prepared and he's put in the work and he didn't fucking talk to ToM or Noel
wouldn't go
about the work that he did,
wouldn't work.
Well, he didn't do that.
That's what I mean. He didn't prep.
No, they're in there and they're like, "Oh, ToM, what do you know about some lady wandering here?"
Yeah.
I was like, you could
why
have
are
talked
you
about
asking
that
this
before.
question now? This is not the time to ask about if you ever heard of this place.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the biggest problem with gateways is you just get to your destination.
There's no time. There's no
prep.
Yeah.
But there's been so much time since we knew we were gonna go do this mission.
There's been so much time.
Because we were in literally nowhere land when we read this letter for the first time.
Right.
We marched and marched, and then we did other stuff and whatever. But we had significant time to prepare.
Yeah.
But he's Matt, you know?
Okay, so I'm gonna just say the things that he says here, so we know.
You go ahead.
How prepared of a speech this is.
He added a knob to his spear.
He did.
Iron.
They brought the things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And little symbols and stuff. Yeah.
All right. Here's the negotiating Matt's doing. I want the way out restored as part of the bargain. I want it back where it was and open again, and I'm not bloody done negotiating, so don't assume that this is my only request. I want you to leave the way out open until we get through, no blocking it up or making it bloody vanish when we arrive, and I want the way to be direct, no changing rooms about, a straight pathway, and you bloody foxes can't knock us unconscious or try to kill us or anything like that. We take her, we get out.
Yeah.
So, he said a lot of things, and it sounded good at the beginning, in the middle, and the end, but there's some gaps.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
There's some gaps in if we're making this deal with these super bargaining magical
people,
monkey paw, they're gonna screw you over if they can. I just feel like we should have maybe done a little bit more prep.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the reality that yes, he forgot about the existence of the entire other group of people.
Sure.
The fact that the Eilfin they might have employees, they might have servants. They might have any other thing that could have interfered, but because he was specific,
the foxes
that was
can't
the problem.
Intervene.
Yeah.
And who's to say that he didn't prepare to say something slightly different? He might have prepared, quote, to say, and nobody can stop us on our way out.
Yeah.
But emotions are heightened. He wants to get out. He wants it, whatever. And he's just... You can tell because of the use of the curse words.
That's true.
That his emotions are heightened here.
A little bit.
He's like, you bloody foxes can't let us. You have to let us go. Whatever.
And am I crazy, or do they seem a little extra tired?
Who?
They're everyone seems like they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
But it's they've been here for, it feels like 10 minutes since went through the door. But like,
Oh, because they've been running. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but they weren't running yet.
Time
right?
is
like,
but time is wonky here too, right? Like,
yeah.
I think at one point
I don't think they're too tired yet.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about once we get out of this chamber.
Yeah, but they seem like they're like these are people who will walk every day for a fucking year.
That's true.
And now they're getting here, and he is kind of acting like overwrought kind of thing, right?
This has nothing to do with how many steps we've had today. I think. I think that this is a very emotional journey in a very unknown realm that we're probably pretty scared of.
You think he's more emotionally compromised?
Absolutely.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just wondering if there's something in the air even that's kind of fucking.
Well,
with
we're
him.
like fight or flight, at this point.
But also there is some time wonkiness because I think at one of the points when they're going down a hallway, he thinks it seems like it's been either 10 minutes or like an hour.
Yeah.
So like there does seem to be some weirdness with time in this dimension. Like that's a thing.
Well,
too.
we already know that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, but that's the thing. Like maybe there is some.
Yeah, I'm like that's more what I'm getting at.
Some level of exhaustion.
I'm wondering if there's something in the air, something like that's legitimately kind of messing with them. That's like stringing them up, like that. Some they've always talked about like the smell in the room.
Yeah,
with the foxes and stuff like that.
Well,
that's
it's because it stinks like an animal's den.
Yeah,
probably because of all that human skin.
Well, and when we've heard the eelfin talking to them last chapter, they were getting like dazzled. Right,
yes.
That was the whole point too.
Dazzled,
so
which I'll never forget that word.
Yeah. So there's definitely a possibility here. So now Matt makes his demands, and then one of the eelfin says, "Expensive demands. What will you pay for these boons?"
And we learned about boons a few episodes ago.
Yeah,
boons.
With Perrin, right? No, Elaine.
Yeah,
and
it was
Matt.
it was the whole what boon do you want?
She's got allegedly great boons.
No, just Elaine.
Great, fantastic.
Elaine and the Kyrian nobles. That's what it was.
Pretty sure it was Perrin and Fael. And what are the two rivers like? What do you guys want as a boon?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. But it was Elaine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was just guessing.
Yeah,
I was very sure about my guess.
Yeah,
but you're right.
Yeah.
Boons.
Okay.
Your gift. It's a gift.
Cool.
It's a reward even.
Yeah, it's a thing. Okay, so the price has already been set, and Matt knows that it's already been set, and
like,
he
"Fine,
knows it
just
all
take
along.
it."
He knows because they warned him previously about the payment that was to come, and he knows he has to pay it, and he knows he will pay it, and this is when he's like, maybe I am a bloody hero, because he knows he's going to do the right thing.
Literally bloody.
Yeah.
He's literally a bloody hero.
Yes, okay. So, do you guys remember the answers to the questions from the Stone of Tyr when he visited the Elfen?
That he has to marry the daughter of the Nine Moons.
So, here's the thing. Those weren't the original ones, though.
What do you mean?
So, when Matt went into the doorway in Tyr to visit the Elfen...
He has to go to Ruidian.
So, the questions are... His question was, should I go home to help my people? The answer was, you must go to Ruidian.
Okay.
Then he says, why should I go to Ruidian? Because Matt's a stubborn little butt. And they say, if you don't go to Ruidian, you will die. And then Matt asks, why will I die if I don't go to Ruidian?
Right. Oh, yeah.
I love this series of questions.
I remember book format.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
I get it.
And then they say, well, you will have sidestepped the threads of fate, left your fate to drift on the winds of time, and you'll be killed by those who don't want that fate fulfilled. Because, like, super stubborn, Matt. Just, like, fucking go to Ruidian.
Yeah, well, and he does.
And now you only get 3 questions, mind you.
But then he keeps showing stuff.
But here's the thing.
Because I love Matt so much. You know what? I miss book format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt
I hate his character arc. I want him there.
Matt got dumber over time. That would have been better.
Just stay the same.
No characters ever get dumber over time.
Some do.
All right. Matt wants to know about his fate, and he asks the question 3 times. So there is an implication of him asking, you only get 3 questions, but then he asks another question 3 times in a row.
Okay,
what fate?
Different rules.
So then they give him 3 answers to what fate. And those 3 answers were to marry the daughter of the Nine Moons, to die and live again, and live once more a part of what was. And then the last one was to give up half the light of the world to save the world.
Yeah.
Those were his 3 fates.
Cool.
So this is fate number 3 coming at you. So Matt agrees.
Yeah.
Half the light of the world.
Gonna get his eye plucked out.
Here we go. And the Elfins say done, because they already friggin' know.
They already know, and he knows.
They already know, and
He's
he
like,
knows they know.
But he doesn't know how much it's gonna hurt, you know?
They know that he knows that they know that he knows they know that he knows.
It's like, just take it, but like, does it have to hurt so bad?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: they feed off of emotions, and not only is it like the voluntary pain, but it's also like the
oh my god, and they
taveriness.
go crazy.
They go crazy, and like I feel like there's got to be like some part of it being because he's Taviran, because they start going off about like, oh, I can taste the fate twisting around him and stuff. Like it's pretty
crazy.
weird stuff they're
That's
saying.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: Rand loses his left hand.
Right.
Matt loses his left eye.
Okay.
Does Perrin lose a left leg?
Wow.
Maybe. That'd be the coolest pirate
or
crew
an ear.
that ever sailed the sea.
Or an ear.
Could be an ear.
What else do you have two of?
I mean, there's
That's
a couple
it.
of things.
That's it. That's all the things.
No, that's the big thing.
That's it. Those are the big three, you know?
The big three.
The big three.
Well, and ears.
Oh, man. Okay.
Eyes, hands, feet, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what you're trying.
That's
it. So Perrin has to lose a foot.
Yeah. But it's wild that this is what the answer is.
Why?
Because
Don't even.
He's
But
gonna,
no, what if
Tyler,
they-
are you gonna try to ruin this for Brett?
No,
He
but
loves
what
this
if
so
they
much.
also just took like 4 hours out of every one of his days?
That's an insane thing to say.
Half the light.
What is
of
that?
The,
Why
half the
4
light.
hours? You think daylight is only 8 hours a day?
If it was 8 hours of daylight, yeah, something like that. Like,
That's not how daylight
in
works.
the winter.
Okay.
But if they took half of the daylight, you know what I mean?
No. Or they force him to live in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, so he
Half
only has
the light
half
of
of
the
the light of
world.
the world. Because like it's one of
half
those things
the
where it's
year.
like, yeah, he solved this and he was right specifically, but like he could have been wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Funny. I know
in so many different ways.
I know you're from Canada because you think that it's dark 16 hours a day.
In Alberta.
In
It's
the
actually
winter.
worse than that.
Well, it depends what month we're in, because now we have so much light.
Yeah.
It's like 11 o'clock. It's still light out. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right now we've got so much light.
we're almost at the Arctic Circle.
Yeah. They'd make a move south. He'd have to move like more or more
And you know
north.
what they could have done? They could have just like sealed his eyelid shut or something.
You understand that they want to feed off the emotions.
I do
that
now
he's-
that you're saying that.
The entire time they've also been talking about like they can sense Matt's fear because he is afraid.
I know.
And that is a big thing that they're feeding off.
It's also
They're savoring him.
It's also very literal.
Yeah.
All of the answers that we end up getting.
Mm-hmm.
And so to take half the light of that he can see, right?
Yeah.
Don't even say it. He's going to say that's not how eyes work, but I know.
No, well, that's not how light works or eyes work.
Well,
But
let's get started on brains. Okay, but also I was thinking a lot more metaphorically in terms of dark versus light, good versus evil. Give up half of the good of the world to save the world, like things like that.
Yeah.
Or if like you had a friend, or like if he had like a person that he loved that he referred to as like the light of
His life,
light
yeah.
of the world or whatever. Like
Kill Tuon.
Oh man, I knew you were gonna say that.
And then they like
as soon as you started saying
Take
that, I knew
her
you were
eyes.
gonna say
only
that.
half of her.
No, take her eyes.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say only half of her.
Now you're just being like gruesome. Like why? Why is
Because
that?
she's the worst.
But it just my point is more that this is a risky solve.
Sure.
And this is a pretty small price to pay at the end of the day.
Sure.
It's good that he figured out the right way. He could have been so wrong.
Right.
They could have taken anything from him.
Sure.
Using that as the premise.
So this is a thing that just in like general in Wheel of Time lore and different things in the universe, I've seen pictures and cosplay and whatever of Matt with an eye patch on.
Right.
But like, so Matt's also been like blind for half a book.
That's true.
And there's like lots of different reasons Matt could be wearing an eye patch. If I were to
He could do it as one of his costumes, like his disguises.
Yeah.
Like he dresses up
well,
sometimes.
like even if I were to have speculated that okay, at some point Matt loses an eye, never.
Not this.
Ever.
You didn't check.
I
this?
would have never.
Okay.
Ever.
But also, if they're feeding off of the emotion, they could have just taken like a finger, right? Like, is it the pain that they wanted, or did they get
All of
more
it.
out
It's
of an
all
eye?
of it.
Well, we don't know, but I there's a couple.
Like maybe it's a
fate,
delicacy.
too. It's
I don't
also
know,
fate.
right?
Maybe it's like a delicacy. Maybe
Yeah.
it's like
Like
a.
they're actually going to
what's
eat the eye? No.
Well,
They
I think
eat emotions.
But they obviously they didn't just want a body part. They specifically wanted an eye for the
Whatever.
some extra Flavor
Well, and then you
or
also
something.
have the whole like metaphorical eyes are windows to the soul, and he's got like the lives of everybody and like how many people are living in Matt's head right now. And also that is freely given. Like this is a thing that he is in a lot, like he is freely giving his eye.
Okay.
There's a lot of factors here.
It's pretty gruesome, actually. Matt's having a really hard time of it, and I actually think the writing does the pain that he's feeling.
Does a great job.
It does it justice.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times in writing where somebody gets hurt and then we move on from it like very quickly, or like it isn't described as painful
Yeah,
as
and
it
he's
probably
like,
should.
holy shit, this is the worst thing I've ever felt, and then just
Yeah.
like screaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And is it our understanding too with the Eilfin that when they do this, you don't lose like the emotion, you don't lose the memory or the pain?
No.
Like you get to keep it. They just like to savor it as well.
We don't know. Like I don't think that there's a very clear.
I don't think they're taking it from you. I think there's like the word savor is used so often.
Yeah.
Like when you enjoy something so much, that's what I think of.
But here's
the
also
term
something to consider.
savoring means.
Yeah.
To consider about the Finn though, they also are able to see your past, present, and future of your entire life. Like the Matt went in earlier, but presumably they can see his entire life. That's why they are able to pull memories from people who have come to visit them, and they can see their entire lives.
Allegedly.
Because
but maybe
that's
that has
the
something to do with
going
savoring.
theory.
Yeah.
When Matt's walking away, he says his eye stops hurting.
No.
He says it starts to hurt less.
Sure, that's
he's
different.
like shrugging it off.
He could be shrugging it off.
Because
but I'm also
like,
wondering if it's also hurting less because they're like, slurp, slurp, slurp.
No.
Ooh, stealing the
it up.
feeling. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
And then-
again, I don't know.
And then with that, too, I'm wondering if Morraine has permanently lost anything.
Interesting.
Has she lost, like, if she thinks back on her memories, is there going to be any emotion tied to them anymore? Or with her time here, is it
like when
is it
you
gone?
feed off the like what are you actually taking that and eating it?
Yeah.
Are you literally eating my feelings?
Because otherwise, like, what they're doing is kind of, like, fine. You know what I mean? Like, if they're not doing anything really that negative to people, and they're giving them
Hey,
whatever
how
they
come
want.
You're not jumping on him about, like, defending the Eilfin right now. They're not doing anything wrong here by feeding off your emotions.
I'm just letting you two have this conversation, and I'm just waiting for it to end a little bit.
Okay, so we got one Eilfin flopping around on the floor.
Because, honestly, at this point, I don't, like, even remotely know. I don't know what's going on. And, like, maybe.
Here's the thing that's happening. The one Eilfin who plucked Matt's eyeball out is, like, flopping around on the floor, cradling the eyeball. Pure ecstasy, man. He's loving it right now. It's great.
Yep.
He's into it, yeah, that's for sure.
Just
to each their own.
Yeah.
I'm not going to yuck anyone's gum.
I will. I will 100%.
Okay, so
yeah.
now...
nope, that is not okay.
To finish this chapter, well, to get further into this chapter here...
Yeah, I think we have a little more to go.
We've got Noel, who's going to help Matt up, and then we got ToM with Morraine, and we don't have any time to worry about Matt's missing eye. We need to get out of here because we did the thing we came to do.
Yes.
Which is get Morraine.
Get Morraine.
And then give up.
Let's do it.
Half the light of the world, save the world.
Yeah, we came here to do that.
Yeah. ToM does ask, like, hey, what does that mean? And Matt says, well, I guess, like, she probably has still, like, a big part to play. And it's probably got something to do with Rand. It's like, that makes sense.
No duh.
Yeah.
No, Tom's asking about the first part. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not like you didn't give
half
up half the light of the world.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Half the light of Matt's world.
Right.
Physically, the light he can see is now...
Again,
it's the exact same amount of light.
Okay.
Less half the amount of receptacles to take in the light into his rods and cones in his eyeballs.
The Eilfin, very literal creatures. Okay. So, no time. Let's get out of the Chamber of Bones.
Let's get the hell out of here.
We're going to go back to the other room where the Eilfin were.
Oh, right.
But none of them are, like, attacking or nothing like
no,
that.
because of the bargain?
The bargain, yeah.
Apparently,
There's some
everybody gets the bargain
They know
news immediately.
Yes.
The communication here is impeccable.
Well, and you say immediately, but there was the time they had to like pull his eye out of his socket, and there was a
but
few
like,
minutes.
how are they getting this?
Messenger boys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
They're like magically bound
not
to not attack.
Newsies.
The important thing is, as Matt is coming out here, he thinks, "Ha, I've beaten them.
I've done it.
I've solved the unsolvable puzzle.
I beat the game. You can't." It's like, dude, we are in the middle of it still.
Yeah, but it's so mad.
Why
I
are
love
you
it so
celebrating?
much because he's so excited. It's good. So many emotions.
He starts
The
pointing. He's like,
endorphins-
"Ha, beat you, suckers."
No, he
It's
does
like,
not.
No, he doesn't do that. But
he's full on adrenaline right now.
Okay, but let's talk about ToM clutching Morraine to his chest.
yeah, and Matt this is Matt's thought, and I love it so much because he thinks, I thought ToM was just coming along because it was like something that needed to be done. But now I'm thinking there might be something going on here.
Are you the main character? I thought I was the main character.
Wait a second.
Yeah. And like, we're not going to consider even remotely that ToM was the one who had the letter from Morraine in the first place.
Can I be
We're
honest
not
with you,
going to consider a connection.
And I think ToM brought it up more than Matt ever did.
Can I be honest with you?
Staring at the letter longingly.
As a 20-year-old, right? As Matt, as a 20-year-old.
I think 21 at this point.
Maybe. Doesn't matter.
Or like 4,000.
Doesn't really matter.
He's got like...
As a 20-year-old, I don't think that he can envision older people like having feelings of intimacy towards anyone.
That's
ever.
fine.
And I get that.
Listen, we're making fun of Matt right now.
Right.
We're not like saving him from... Okay.
Old people need love too.
Are we saying that?
Are we?
Yeah.
Is this
ToM needs love, okay? ToM needs love.
Or has he always had it?
No, he specifically has not. He's had very rocky
had love for
relationships.
Morraine, is what I'm saying.
Not always. Like, he was also in love with Margaret. There's a whole history here. Like, I don't think he's always been in love with...
I actually don't even know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Anyway, the most disappointing thing of everything that's happened here is Matt forgot his dice.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, he should have bargained for them, too. They're good dice. And then
that'll be the other light of the world. The rest of the light of the world for your dice.
We'll take your other eye for those.
Deal. It's a good bargain.
Done. I got him down.
Who are we? The Grey Aja? Am I right?
No, so good. So good at negotiating. Okay, now listen. So we're like strolling through here because we're like, the way back's so easy now.
Right.
And then there's some motion behind us. And Noel's like, okay, listen, I know that, like, my old tongue isn't, like, the best. And, like, super sketchy that Noel even, like, knows old tongue.
Yeah,
like,
you said that last time.
Well, he's pretty old, so it makes sense.
He's so
Nice.
old.
I get it.
Nah.
We were just talking about this. Old people need tongue, too.
Oh, no. Okay. She's like, wait, didn't you say something about, like, the foxes can't kill us? And it's like, well, that's very specific old tongue. It sounds like it's just fine.
Yeah, it sounds like you perfectly translated this, actually.
And you know the old tongue word for this obscure...
But also, that's what you say if you for sure know the old tongue, but you don't want to, like, necessarily reveal it and be a dick about it. Be like, I might be a little rusty here.
But what you did was bad.
But you said the foxes, and aren't there snakes and foxes? Specifically, there's two.
See, they wouldn't do that.
Well, and even saying you bloody foxes can't. What if they don't identify as foxes?
Yeah.
Like, sure, they're fox-like, and it's like, you foxes. But what if they're like, no, we're eelfin?
Yeah.
Like, even that shouldn't have
But the whole point is, like, they're being sneaky about it, right?
Maybe in the old tongue, their race is called bloody foxes.
And he's like, wow.
Like, he
100%. How did he...
Anyway, guys, listen. What about the snakes? Shit. So then Matt's like, nuts.
Oh, what's that? What's the bunch of people? Oh, it's literally this. It's the elephant. The snakes coming at us with
They're
swords.
coming at us, and now it's time to run.
Yeah.
Have a little Scooby-Doo moment here.
Yeah.
Right. It's
maybe more Benny Hill, actually, because it's like...
Yeah. Right. Okay, now listen. This is the end of this chapter.
It is, yeah.
And I'm wondering if this should be part 1 of 2. We can keep recording, and we'll release part 2 after this.
Early. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Plus, I have another fun fact. So
that is true too. Okay, so let's.
Oh my god, that cake! We left it on the counter.
It's fine.
We'll go eat it right now.
Okay.
Well, I guess if this is the end of this part, and before you give up half the light of the world to save the world, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Hey, thanks so much for sticking around. That's the end of another fun episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, Matt Truss, The Albatross, Bratimus Prime, Sarah Creech, Sims, and Saverio Bartolini. With music by Audionautics. Now, everyone, please be sure to go check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon-exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And, at the time of recording, we have almost 50 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. As always, please be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. For general information about our show, like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.